I suspect you wonder why I was taking a picture of a magazine page while I'm actually getting some additional information on a product from a QR code. The code took me to a video on a website to better explain the product in a nutshell. Point your phone that has a camera at the code on the printed page, take a picture, get taken to a website for tons of additional information. That's the power of QR codes.
Wow, well that video is old, as I am looking a lot younger. I shot that video about 10 years ago when QR codes were just hitting the scene. I also gave several talks at that time to printers and creators on the benefits of using QR codes. It has taken a few years, however, to really see the use of them on a consistent basis. Hi, I'm Jim Kohler, your paper professor, to discuss QR code technology and the 4 steps for QR code success that you can achieve for your clients. Okay, just as a refresher, what is a QR code? A QR code, which means quick response, is a matrix barcode or two-dimensional code, readable by various QR code reader apps, or even better today, our phone cameras. The code consists of black modules arranged in a square or circular pattern on a white background that represent binary code. The information encoded in the code can be text, a URL, contact information, and much more. Even graphics can be included in the code to represent your brand. The codes can be read both vertically and horizontally, and because of this, they can store much more information. I've even seen ads today on TV where companies are looking for help or an advertisement for a product. In those ads, a QR code displays on the screen so the viewer can scan the code with their camera phone to apply for a job, or get more information on employment, or info on the product being advertised. They are truly an easy way to obtain information.
So we have a custom,
It's never been easier to integrate QR codes into your print collateral. This is thanks to improvements in technology. The codes today can now be scanned again using our phone cameras on both the iPhone and Android devices. Increased consumer adoption spurred in large part by a mass transition to contactless payments during the first year of the COVID-19 pandemic. And today, with this new QR code ubiquity, comes opportunities to leverage this technology in more than creative ways for better results. There are various apps, websites, etc. to create QR codes, making this so easy to do. Once the code is created, it is just another image file that can be placed anywhere in your print project. Keep in mind, you can use as many codes as you like, which may represent different areas in a printed project. Now the fun part. So, one of the questions I get all the time is, hey, I understand how to use QR codes, but how do they really work? Well, a QR code is an arrangement of squares, or what we geeks like to say, modules, that represents a URL or a piece of information. So the URL that has been translated from the alphanumeric string of the URL into a collection of squares. This is actually how you go from the link to the QR code. Your phone or your QR code scanner will then translate it back to the original URL. Without going into lots of technical info, the code has a position marker. There are 3 position markers on every code. These markers consist of an inner and an outer eye. They allow your phone or a QR code scanner to quickly and accurately locate the data modules in the scanning direction. There is also what we like to call a quiet zone. This is the blank area on all sides of the data module matrix that obtains all the data modules and the position markers. This allows scanners and readers to optically place where the QR code begins and where it ends. Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. There are really 2 types of codes, a traditional QR code and a personalized QR code. A personalized, or what I like to call a creative QR code, really catches your clients' or consumers' eyes as well as getting more scans. Getting visual with your QR code is an essential factor if you want to make your own branding and be known to your target audience. Today, it's never been easier to integrate QR codes into your print collateral. Once again, technology has really helped us out with improvements. As I indicated earlier, the codes can now be scanned just using the native camera app on both the iPhone and the Android devices. So it's easy today for the reader of your piece to scan codes. Since my last video, done again 10 years ago, there has been increased consumer adoption, spurred in large part by a mass transition to contactless payment during the first year of the COVID-19 pandemic. With the ability to create more creative codes comes opportunities to leverage this technology in more creative ways for even better results for you and your clients. Okay, with all that information, let me give you 4 steps for QR code success. First, you want to conceptualize your experience. QR codes can launch virtually any type of digital engagement. For example, you can send people to your website or social channels, open up a text message, an email, or a live chat conversation, play a video, which this can be great for step-by-step instructions for a product, initiate an order and payment process, initiate a file or data transfer, launch an interactive experience using web augmented reality. This is really helpful if you want to leverage AR without a separate AR reader app. For the best user experience, decide the action you want the user to take. Design a clear call to action and link your QR code directly to the target URL or information. The second step for success is that you now can generate and edit QR codes from within Adobe InDesign. And there are also several free and inexpensive online tools for QR code creation. A good web search will find you many of them. The level of customization available to you will vary from tool to tool, but many will allow you to change the color, the shape, and the pattern of your code, which can make you stand out. The third step is to update your content. QR codes used to be static, but now dynamic QR codes allow you to change the destination of your code as frequently as you want. This opens up the possibility for evergreen print and other print collateral, which means you can invite your audience to interact with a single piece on an ongoing basis and get more mileage out of your printed collateral. The last step, that being number 4, is to track your results. Integrate your QR codes with your existing analytics or use the built-in analytics that come with most of the free QR code generators. You want to measure the results of an active campaign and then try mixing up the content to see what drives the most engagement. I find that many consumers and creatives are still unaware of the uses and applications of QR codes, but I think that it's rapidly changing. Companies like Starbucks and Walmart have already started offering coupons and discounts through QR codes. Other major companies and small companies are finding different and innovative ways to use QR codes in their marketing. QR codes have come a long way since my video 10 years ago, but we can be sure of 2 things. As companies increase the reach and frequency of using QR codes in their advertising campaigns, consumer familiarity with this tool will increase, which will result in increased revenues and decreased costs. This is another great way to enhance your next print project to interact with your customers or potential customers. Well, with that, I'm Jim Kohler, Sylvamo Paper's Paper Professor, and I hope you subscribe and click on the bell so you get all the latest Paper Professor episodes, plus leave a comment, as I'm always glad to hear from you. I got a lot of good stuff coming at you in future episodes this year. You can tell my age now just because I'm using a slide rule.